Hey, what's going on? E. Jones back at it again. Bottom to the top hoops. Here with my man.
You already know, as I say, the Black Elvis. We are back in full effect, ready to get to it.
Ready to get to it like you never knew it.
Like you never knew.
Yo, check it out, L. Been cooking something up for a minute. Big shout out to the people at M&N.
Yes.
Always showing love. Big shout out to the super producer, my man Steve.
The super producer, he's fully in effect in the building.
Yo, Steve is always making us look good. We appreciate you, bro. Yeah, Steve the producer.
Steve the producer. He said, get it right. Steve the producer.
Let him know. So check it out, man. L, an amazing time was had. NBA All-Star Weekend. People are back into the season now. But I just want to be able to give a recap from a first-hand perspective. You've been to many All-Star Weekends. You've experienced All-Star from a standpoint of being with the NBRPA, NBA, working with guys like Matt Augustine, the referee department, Basketball Without Borders. It's so much going on with All-Star. I don't know where to start.
Yes.
But I would say let's start with what your overall perspective was on the weekend itself and how it was in the Bay Area.
Well, the Bay was lit.
Okay.
I really feel the Bay was lit because we did our first annual event.
There it is.
For the people.
That's what's up.
It was for the kids, man. Big shout out to you. First of all, let's start off with that because it was a conversation. And then you said, you know what, Al, I think and I'm like, yo, E, come on, man, you could do it. A week later, you had the venue. you had feet on the ground. I mean,
Thanks.
How you feel about that? Just knowing that it went from literally a concept to like reality.
So let's give the shout outs first.
Okay, yes, please. And let's try to get everybody because, people put some time in, hard work, and it was really a successful event.
Big shout out to Bruce Nash.
Bruce.
And New Energy. Big shout out to Chu Smith.
Hold up. Bruce, my knee better. Gotta get shout out.
Yeah, guys, check out newenergy.com, Enerchi, New Energy. So, big shout out to Chu Smith, the chairman of the National Basketball Retired Players Association, and a super duper close friend of mine who gave me support. Big shout out to Tom Hoover.
Oh, big. The OG was in the building.
OG Tom Hoover, the Richmond PAL, who gave us the venue, who was so supportive, showed so much love.
They did.
Coach Carter.
Yes, the real Coach Carter was in the building.
Richmond High School. Who else? The partners we had. The Harlem Wizards.
The Harlem Wizards showed up and showed out, gave those kids so much stuff.
An amazing experience. Everybody on the Harlem Wizards staff. Special shout out to Manu Iyer and Micah Tucker who facilitated it, and the owner, obviously, Todd Davis, who allowed it to happen.
Yes.
There's so many people to thank. GP2 Foundation, Gary Payton Jr.'s foundation, who gave the kids some free stuff.
Yes.
I just don't want to forget anybody. I know some stuff will come back to me later. Helen Darling, Antonio Davis, the new NBRPA president and CEO.
Yeah, big shout out to him, man.
Smush Parker.
Smush Parker was in the building.
Drew Gooden's dad.
Drew Gooden.
We had the United States Attorney General in the building.
Yeah, man.
And all of the people of Richmond, California, who kind of got overlooked. Big shout out to Dominican University.
Big shout out to my boy who we did the podcast together.
Yes. And big shout out to Danny Hoops from Hoops Minded in Dominican University.
Hoops Minded was in the building.
Yes. So we went through all of that to be able to say it was a concept, like you said, Al.
Yes.
And we have been a part of so many things where people have used our talent and our voice, our energy, our platform. Which and the word use is probably not the right word. Utilize, right?
Utilize.
We've partnered with people, but there's never been something where bottom to the top hoops has been featured.
Yes.
City Legends has been featured.
Yes.
And I felt like, being the talent, being the person with the personality and the wherewithal, the relationships, we could actually pull something off ourselves in potentially the biggest weekend in basketball, All-Star Weekend. And we came up with a concept that not only was something we could pull off this weekend, but it was scalable.
Yes.
And what it was is the Athletes Performance and Recovery Hub. And before I get into the details about that, what was your thoughts, L, about, because I flew in a day earlier than you, when you landed in San Fran, you got to the venue, and it was real
Movie, like, wait a minute, what's going on? First of all, the gym was huge.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
NBA size court.
And then, just to have, those people with so much support and energy, willing to help in any kind of way and give their service. I thought that was just amazing because at the end of the day, we didn't do it for clout.
Right.
We didn't do it to make money.
No.
We did it for the community of Richmond.
Yeah.
And that vision that you had, I'm just so elated and happy that we could talk about it now, and it was such a success.
Yeah, man. And just to earmark some of those things that were able to be accomplished, we serviced 80 young men and women 100% for free. They got basketballs, they got T-shirts, 2 T-shirts, they got shorts, they got arm sleeves, they got headbands, they got wristbands. They got so much stuff that they walked away feeling like I don't know where else you get that much stuff unless you're an elite player.
Yes.
And it wasn't about how good you are. It wasn't about, the top of the top. Although we had some talented kids there, it was more about kids having an experience and being exposed to something they otherwise might not be able to. So I'll get into that.
Yes, yes.
The Athletes Performance and Recovery Hub was focused on 4 areas. The first one was skill development, which you will see at most basketball camps or clinics.
Absolutely.
Giving the kids exposure to what it means to have knowledge about prevention and recovery.
Yes, definitely.
As it relates to injuries. Exposing them to technology, icing, resting, nutrition, all of those things that go along with being an athlete.
Yes.
And how you can get the most out of your body. And if you so happen to get injured, what are some of those steps that you could utilize to be able to speed up the process of your healing? That part. And then we did the performance, mental performance.
Mental performance.
And the mental performance piece for me was really important because how do you deal with being in a slump?
Yes.
How do you deal with the anxiety and the pressure of the game? How do you deal with trying to develop good practice habits? How do you get over missing a shot and not overreacting? How do you deal with parents coaching from the sideline and be able to channel all of that energy and understand that you can be in the control of what you do? So one of the things that I got was an acronym, and it's called WIN.
Okay.
And the WIN acronym was What's Important Now.
Yes, I did hear him say that.
So in that moment, Coach Danny Orion said, that's what we want to focus on, what's important now. It's not the missed shot. It's not the fact that mom or dad is upset that you didn't make a play. It's whatever happened. How do I get on to the next play, keep my head in the game, and continue to be productive? What's important now? So I'll let you speak a little bit to the last piece, and that was the importance of media training.
Yes.
So what did you think about how that went?
Well, I thought that we did a really great job of just enlightening the kids and letting them understand that, if you're going to play this sport, you are a brand, and you have to carry yourself that way. And you have to be conscious of the decisions that you make every day if you truly want to be a student athlete. Because once you put yourself out there, now people are watching. They're watching your parents. They're watching your circle. And I feel like I should go a little in that, but I'm going to stay on the topic.
Okay.
I was able to see how some of those kids were really engaged.
Yeah.
I'm talking about especially about when we did the mental component.
Yep.
I really seen how they were engaged. And I thought that was awesome because when you deal with kids, their attention span is so short.
Yeah.
So that's what made me realize how they really appreciated what we were doing.
And as they were leaving the building, the smiles.
Yes.
And
the energy.
Again, right? I wanna paint this picture correctly. Because people overuse terms like underserved communities or urban areas or whatever the case may be. This was a diverse demographic of working class people who were glanced over because when you think of the Bay, the cities that come to your head are Oakland and San Francisco, right? Now, then you have Palo Alto, then you have Alameda, and there's a couple of other cities that I'm probably not thinking of that'll come to my head, but that's where the activations were happening.
Yes.
And in Berkeley.
In Berkeley, yeah.
Where Cal is. And none of that stuff was done in Richmond. There was nothing being done in Richmond. And Richmond is a blue-collar city of kids who deserve opportunities too. So sometimes, we started off with it wanting to serve and lead, but it turned into a calling.
Yes.
It was a city who needed to have a voice, right? Coach Carter gave that city an identity.
Yes.
And it allowed us, as the lay people, to be able to understand what Richmond is about and the pride that they have. So now being entrenched in that culture and being able to meet a guy like Coach Seth, big shout out to Coach Seth.
Yes, great dude.
Who was the assistant director, athletic director at the Richmond PAL where we hosted it at, that just galvanized so many people. He's like a Pied Piper. Just, we got on the ground and literally the kids were in place.
Yes.
We did not recruit one single kid. We did not recruit one single coach. And big shout out to Jerome Williams.
Yes.
And my man Brian Burrell, who definitely showed up and showed out for us and, fellowshipped and all of that stuff. But it's like we went out there with a goal to serve kids.
Big shout out to my man Harold.
Yeah, Hal Jackson. Oh, man. And there's just talking about it now brings a sense of pride in knowing that we did something that was bigger than us. And the point that I was making about scalability, we can activate this with any sport.
Yes.
Right? So if people want to get in contact with us, hit us on Bottom to the Top Sports, hit us City Legends, and we can communicate about how we want to bring this service to high schools, to colleges, to community centers, to AAU programs, because we feel like, yes, we need to train the sport, but yes, we need to also teach them about their social media. We need to teach them about media training. We need to teach them about prevention and recovery. We need to teach them about mental performance. So we have the bandwidth and we have the network to be able to, take this mobile and activate in any part of the country. So
you know what I want to add to? What I loved when we were doing the media training, I love the confidence that I seen in some of these kids. They started off, they was just like, what's going on in here? And they was sitting around. And then when we actually start prepping them, and then they start doing interviews. And we'll show you an interview where he actually interviewed one of the kids. And, you can just see the confidence. And, that's what I really felt good about, instilling that positive energy and that confidence in those kids.
That's a dope thing, man. So we did that. That's a blessing. Then we turned right back around, supported our brother, Jerome Williams.
Big shout out to the Junkyard Dog, doing some great things.
Chase Bank, Thurgood Marshall Academy, and that was dope.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It's just I got one problem.
What's that?
He made me get dressed. He made me suit up for the celebrity game.
That's funny. Yo, you a celebrity, bro.
And straight pulled the hammy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
A little fake hammy. I mean, I'm all right now. But
yo, bro.
This is what happened. You don't stretch. I'm walking through. I see Eric and Jerome. They over there stretching. Because, see, they veterans. They still playing. I don't play no more.
Stop it. I don't know about I'm still playing. I'm retired.
You still playing. Look like you still got it. I seen it.
I don't know about that, man.
Well,
So you got to go to the videotape,
I'll show you
bro.
the video where Shorty tried to pull you out. You got low on. But that event was really, really nice. And I love what he does with the What is it?
The symposium.
Shooting for Peace.
Oh, Shooting for Peace.
I
yeah.
love what he does with that because he's another one. He touches on different elements.
Yep.
You know, he's always got where the kids go to the auditorium and they do the panel.
Yep.
I thought that was really dope.
Yo, it was funny too.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Big shout out to Rusha Brown.
This is Rusha Brown, and you're watching From the Bottom to the Top Hoops.
Chu Smith and Antonio showed up for that.
Yes.
Harold showed up for that. Yo, it's just a brotherhood. Big shout out to my guy Eddie Gill, my man EG, always in the building. It's just really cool to be able to have that network of people.
Yes.
And be entrenched in that culture. You know who we missed this weekend? Who didn't come through?
Who?
I didn't see Willie Burton.
Did not see Willie Burton.
Big shout out to Craig Hodges too, man. That's my dude.
Yeah, I was hoping to see him again.
Yo, the funniest dude is Vernon Maxwell though.
Yo, he's off
Mad
the chain.
Max.
Mad Max is crazy.
Love him to death though, man. Great dude. His son is doing good things at Odessa College in Texas.
Once again, I want to give a big shout out to Swish Parker, man. That was great for him to be in the building, show up, talk to the kids, you know, being a former NBA player. Because it's one thing to have Elvis talking.
Right.
But when you have a former NBA player talking and who's played with Kobe, changes the game a little bit.
It changes the game for sure, man. So we did Jerome's event. That was dope. Then we went to the the joint at night. We went to the investors meeting, which was
Silicon Valley, we was in the building.
crazy.
Big shout out to Jerome and Brian once again for letting us tag along and go and sit in the room with all that money.
Yo, that was a good look. Good eats too.
Yo, free food is. So let me just say this: when you go to certain events, I could say Eric Jones showed me and taught me this. When you go to certain events. You don't have to really pull out your wallet. Those are the people with all the money. They are catered food, open bar. Am I lying?
Nah, bro. Big shout out to Chris Jones. Yo,
Big shout out to Chris Jones.
Yo, Chris Jones. Yo, big shout out to Aces, Brian Kotovich.
Aces. Yeah.
We was at that event.
Yeah, hold up. We got back up. Wait, we got to go give
We
a
gotta go in
rundown.
chronological order.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did the night event. We was done for the night. It was cooked. Big shout out to you. What was the V that we had? What we had? The Mustang or something like that?
Yo, we had the Mustang. Yo, San Francisco did us dirty. Put in that reservation early. I got there. They was like, "Sir, it's nothing we can do."
Yeah, it was crazy.
The
traffic was crazy there. It was a Chinese New Year. It was a whole bunch of stuff.
A whole lot going on.
So the next day, we went to the sneaker ball.
We did go to the sneaker ball.
Sneaker ball was dope.
Wait, hold on. The sneaker ball, that's where Jaylen Brown was.
Jaylen Brown.
Oh, my man, what is it?
Brandon, Brandon David.
Oh, Baron Davis was there.
Sorry.
19 Keys was there.
Yeah.
I really like, big shout out to 19 Keys. I love positive brothers that's really talking that positive.
Yeah. Baron Davis is a really intelligent dude who's got some interesting technology that he's working on, man. And they representing out there, man. So it was dope to be able to see them. They inducted a brother who's a referee from out there. I forget his name, but they inducted him into a Hall of Fame out there. So that was dope. He's a local Bay Area guy. I want to say he might have played with Jake Kidd in high school or something like that.
Yeah, I remember when they was talking about him.
I know a bunch of people was talking about Hook Mitchell, all the stuff he did in high school and college and in street ball in Oakland. Antonio Davis got honored there.
Yes.
So sneaker ball was dope. All of the legends showed up, supported.
Really nice event.
Then we went. Where did we go from there? I don't know. Oh, we went to the Players TV event.
Yeah, forgot all about that.
That was fire.
Yeah, that was fire.
Kenny Smith, Chris Paul, Fab, Jeremiah.
What's the girl?
Shanique Mbumake. It was so dope. They honored some HBCU student athletes.
Yo, first of all, I just want to say this too. Like, big shout out to Chris Paul because it looked like he was kind of spearheading it. But big shout out to everybody who's really trying to support these HBCUs. We got some things we want to do and some activations, but, yo, I don't understand. We have to support HBCUs. If we don't support them, who's going to do it?
And he's a graduate of Winston-Salem University. You know, he played at Wake Forest, but he wound up going back to get his degree at Winston-Salem.
Wow.
Yeah, which is his local college from the area he's from.
That is awesome.
So he's definitely pioneer. He's got his own HBCU Holiday Classic. You know what I mean?
Got it.
It's super dope.
That's
high
awesome.
level stuff.
That's awesome.
And then big shout out to Mello because he's always active.
Absolutely.
And the thing about Mello is he's an A-list celebrity, but Mello is like he's like a grassroots guy too. You know what I mean? He's up here, but he feels like he's tangible because you could reach out and touch him.
Yeah,
and
you could talk to him. Yeah.
He always shows up at places, right? And we forget almost, and
Who
we
he
don't
is.
get. Yeah, it's Mello. It's 30,000 points or close to it, and it's like, you know what I mean?
I do.
So big shout out to you for Mello for always showing up and always
Yes.
being there at his son stuff.
and they also gave him an award that night.
Yeah, he's always pulling up, man, and that accessibility speaks to somebody being connected to the community and understanding where they came from.
Definitely.
And one of your highlights for the weekend, the Kenny Smith party.
Kenny Smith party was a movie.
Yo, L, let me ask you a question. If there's one thing you look forward to at All-Star Weekend, is it the Kenny Smith party?
Absolutely. That's when I get a chance to shake a fella.
Yo, you ain't worried about the game, the
Well,
practice.
I used to. Not no more. Messing with Eric. Yeah, he be downplaying the game. We having tickets like, I'm like, yo, what's up? He want to get this business done and get back to the hotel.
Yo, I'm out the way, man.
I'm
out
in
the
them streets, though. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yo, big shout out to my guy Dre Barrett wasn't there this weekend.
Oh, man, that was
Yo,
crazy.
Steve, get this on camera, Steve. Yo, Dre Barrett was somewhere in Texas for All-Star Weekend, and he's acting like it's okay. This is not the protocol we find. Yo, free Dre Barrett.
Yo, can I say something about Dre Barrett?
Say something about
So Dre Barrett, I knew Dre Barrett since he was a kid.
Yep.
Yo, I think he is one of the most brutally honest people I could ever say right now. Because, yo, don't come to him with like a kid and that kid is not that deal.
Let's leave it at that.
You got it? Big shout out to Dre Barrett, man.
Yo. So, Dre Barrett, if you don't come to All-Star Weekend next year, I'm calling the Nets. Calling the Nets. Big shout out to my man Matt Augustin.
Yes.
Basketball Without Borders, NBA referee development program, always showing love. Matt definitely was hanging out with us.
Yes, love Matt. Big shout out to Matt. He got me a track.
Big shout out to Matt. So then after that, the NBA, the NBRPA's Legend Brunch. That's one of the highlights too.
That's a highlight.
My man Chu was on national TV. Antonio got recognized as the new CEO.
President of the
The NBRPA. They honored Gary Payton. They honored Rick Barry. I thought his speech was really dope.
Yeah.
Ernie Johnson is like the ultimate as it relates to like a host. Just classy. Sad that the NBA on TNT is coming to an end.
Yeah, that's crazy. Why?
So, it came down to money, right? So Amazon and I believe NBC has a new contract. So I don't know how accessible NBA games are going to be next year. We'll see how that plays out. They'll want to make you pay for cable unless you got that Fire Stick. But anyway.
Yes, sir.
I digress. But if we're putting a bow on what that looked like as a weekend, what would be? I'm gonna play interviewer with you right now.
All right.
Give me one word that summarizes the weekend.
Amazing.
Who was your favorite person to hang out with?
You.
What NBA legend was like a dope moment for you to meet? Somebody who you haven't met.
Who I haven't met?
Yeah.
I would like to meet Damo.
Damo, okay.
I mean, we've been at All-Star Ways like right there, but I'm talking about actually interaction.
Have a conversation. What did you think about the new format with the games?
I thought it was amazing.
You liked it?
You know, the reason why I say that, if you go back and look at the videotape, they're actually sweating.
Okay.
They're actually playing.
Right.
And before, they weren't doing that.
It was just a dunking three-point contest. I
That was
think
it.
that a lot of people took exception to the fact that it was too big of a break
Mm-hmm.
in between the second and third game, and they had the performances.
Yeah.
So I think, that show aspect of it, like trying to make it into that production, it could be good and bad,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Because, people come to see, like, let's keep the main thing.
Absolutely.
So you got to find a delicate balance. They're talking about doing a one-on-one tournament, which could be interesting.
That might be interesting.
The three-point contest is always a highlight. All right, I got two more questions for you, El. When you see a guy like Trae Young making his first All-Star game, do you feel like he got snubbed, or you feel like it just wasn't his turn?
I feel more or less it's not his turn.
Okay, so that everybody who was there deserved it. Now, what would be one change that you would make to All-Star Weekend that you could tell Adam Silver to make it better?
One thing with All-Star. Let's see.
Give you courtside tickets?
Well, yeah, that would help. Like, everything goes out the window if I can get those.
Right? It's all love then.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, last year I really talked a lot of crap about the game.
Okay.
Because, like, the dunk contest, the three-point contest, those was just more exciting than the actual game. So this year I really feel good. At least they did change the format because it makes a
put
little
some
more
thought
sense.
into it.
Yeah,
They put some
they actually care.
Okay. Well, we know that they care, but I think that you just have to have the right people and the right creatives in the room to be able to see, okay, what can we do to incent these players who, for all intents and purposes, have everything.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the way it looks to the common man. So you can't move them with money.
Yes.
Because they're already superstars and all-stars.
And they're already rich.
Right? You can't move them with competition because they want to protect their brand and they don't want to get hurt. So, like, what moves them? Maybe charity.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, in baseball, they do the home court thing. But it's like you got to keep looking for ways to keep continuing to elevate the platform. But guess what, Al?
What's up?
We out of time.
Oh, back to it. Back to it. Get back to it.
So we got to give some shout-outs. Big shout-out to the team, Jerry Ice, D. Jones, City Legends, everybody who always supports and helps to make it happen.
Big shout out to everybody who supports. Log on to that YouTube page, BCOM TV. That's youtube.com/BCOM TV. Log on to the website, Bottom to the Top Sports, Bottom to the Top Hoops. Big shout out to everybody who support. Big shout out to my boy Craig Reckler. Big shout out to Elliot, Sean Black. Everybody supports, but the biggest shout out goes, wait, hold up. Big shout out to Steve, the producer. Big shout out to my boy Sap. But the biggest shout out go to the man upstairs that opens doors no man can close.
Peace.
Yeah.